Big news is a former NXT WWE champion, former WWE NXT champion, heading to All Elite Wrestling. We have that story today, plus developing stuff with The Rock at the Super Bowl. Will the Brahma Bowl pick a side? Who? Maybe the Bengals. Maybe who knows? Our very own Ricocchino would like the Bengals. Plus, Bryan Danielson is going to be inducted in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. We're getting into all of it on today's Sportskeeda to Wrestling top story of the day. You share that link, you stink.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. What's up, everybody? I'm Kev Callum. That is Jeremy Bennett in Nebraska. If he asks you, if you're watching for the first time, if you're watching for the umpteenth time, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share that link, you stink. So much news to get into. If you haven't checked it out, it's all up right now at sportskeeda.com. Let's get right into it here. Over the weekend, Tony Khan, president of All Elite Wrestling, stirring the pot with a not so vaguely worded, well, vaguely, cryptic is probably more the description, a tweet saying that another big debut will come into All Elite Wrestling and slam the forbidden door behind them. And speculation is mounted. Now, we can clear one name for sure. Fightful Select, tip of the cap to old Millennial Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, saying that Jeff Hardy is not that. And that makes sense because his non-compete clause, as far as public knowledge, would not be up until early March 9th specifically. And he's announced for a handful of independent dates and signings and different things with his brother Matt. So that's all indications you're getting some type of Hardy Boys reunion. Whether or not it's an All Elite Wrestling, can't confirm that. But somebody else is showing up here on Wednesday. And now all indications are that person is likely former NXT champion, Big Keith Lee. Jeremy, what's the latest?
Fightful has spoken to numerous talent within AEW. None of them know who the surprise is slated to be, with several talent reaching out to ask if they knew who it would be. So far, Fightful or any wrestler has really been able to confirm the identity, but the unanimous answer between the talent is that it's going to be Keith Lee. There's at least one wrestler who was confused on the terminology of the Forbidden Door, saying that gave them the assumption it was someone who was already actively working with another company. So obviously this is not a Forbidden Door situation. This is a you got fired at one place, you're now free to work anywhere type of deal. And so Keith Lee being that free agent who actually just got married this weekend. But that seems to be the consensus among the talent in AEW who may know a little better. Maybe some of them were at the wedding. Maybe some of them were at the reception. Who knows? Maybe they know a little bit more than we do. Obviously, Karrion Kross made his return to the ring this weekend as well. So he's another name that it could be possibly this Wednesday. It is very well up in the air, and that's going to make Wednesday night exciting for sure. But a lot of the talent think it's Keith Lee.
A lot of talent think it's Keith Lee. That is speculation, by the way. There's no talent that can confirm that on the record. It's worth noting that no one's saying that absolutely this is the person. But when you have people from a wrestling locker room asking a wrestling news source, hey, what's going on here? I can tell you I was working AEW and I was being asked who's showing up at different shows. So you have some people are definitely keeping their secrets pretty solid.
Give me the scoop, Sean. Give me the scoop.
And the thing is, I don't got the scoops. I ain't the scoops. I'm the host, man. I'm the host.
I got scoopski potatoes. That's what I got.
Yeah. So some people were hitting me up for the scoops this weekend. I didn't have any scoops for them. But so it'll certainly be interesting. Keith Lee would be quite the addition, I think, to All Elite Wrestling for that. Yeah. This guy has quite the arsenal. He has a look that not too many people in AEW have. They are a company that's not built on big men. The big men stand out there. They have a handful of them, but they like a dynamic one who can do a lot of different things. They don't like their standard very tall guy. Keith Lee is not that. He is a super heavyweight who can move. And also knows how to carry himself on the microphone. Wouldn't say he's the best promo of all time, but this guy knows how to carry himself on the microphone. And also has a lot of history on the independent circuit with a handful of people there already. He would be a great addition to there. But it's also another matter of just the circumstances. This isn't a reflection of Keith Lee, just the way things are. Is it a matter of diminished returns with these big popovers from WWE to All Elite Wrestling? Do they become less and less important each time you do them? Or is this a case where they haven't done one in a while? They haven't done one in a few months. They always want that overstimulation. This guy comes out, boom, everyone goes crazy.
I don't know if it's that. I mean, you're getting a lot because a lot of people got released. A lot of talented people got released. So it's not necessarily diminishing returns. It's just a product of the situation. You have a lot of free agents, a lot of worthy people that can add to your brand. So that's why we're getting all these debuts. And it's just not AEW trying to get a pop every so often. It's WWE's giving them pops with these free agencies. Ring of Honor's giving them these pops with potential guys that could come over, like a Shane Taylor or Jonathan Gresham.
And it's bound to happen vice versa with some people having their contracts run out at All Elite Wrestling.
And guys from Ring of Honor have already come over. Jay Lethal has had a quiet run in AEW, but he made a big bang when he fought Ricky Starks on Friday with a hell of a match in the main event of Rampage. So, they may not have to come in with gigantic fanfare like Jay Lethal, or they do with a guy like CM Punk when literally the roof blew off the arena that Kev was at that night.
Yeah, they sold the arena on a rumor.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Do they have a name that underwhelms, though? I think that's a reasonable question.
I don't know. I mean, Keith Lee is not going to be underwhelming.
No.
I don't even think Killer Cross is going to be underwhelming, to be honest, because people want to see that redemption story with him because they did him so poorly on the main roster. They want to see him succeed. They want to see him with Scarlett. They want to see what they had built with NXT and something that just didn't get on the main roster. So, not everybody's going to make a splash and not everybody's going to make a huge moment in their debut. Like, again, Jay Lethal is a big example of that, but look what he did last week. It's all about how you can build around these guys in the future.
Before we jump into our next story, I want to tell you we have rolled out the categories for the Sportskeeda Wrestling Awards. More than 10,000 votes have already been casted.
I voted last night.
Yeah, so we are hoping that you can join us in this. We want this to be the biggest wrestling award show online that it possibly can be. Not just another one of those things where you vote, and here's a thread and pick one, right? No. This is something that is all-encompassing, the definitive biggest wrestling awards that we can come up with. And on top of it, we have experts also voting us. So you have the fan vote, which will be the majority of it, but we also have people like DDP, Rob Van Dam, Braun Strowman, Adam Shear, throwing their votes in publicly on this. So definitely go check it out, sportskeeda.com, and you can vote there. Also, if you have the app, we're all available on the app. A lot of debate about what was not nominated, what should have been nominated, what is nominated, but that happens with any award show. So definitely go and vote right now. You can do that at sportskeeda.com/wrestling-awards. That's sportskeeda.com/wrestling-awards. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and give this video a like if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And check us out on Spotify and Apple. We are a podcast that hopefully will not cause as much trouble as other podcasts have caused recently on Spotify.
Jose says, run that promo. Jose unable to be with us today. He is doing some voiceover work. So yeah, let's run that promo because we got it right here.
Here we
Doesn't that photo of Vince Russo look like he's about ready to go into mid-bro right there?
He's just about to say bro.
Bro.
He's a syllable away from bro. Once again, vote at sportskeeda.com. Eric's saying he already voted for. Tell us who you guys voted for. Tell us what your picks were. We would love to hear about it. Let's jump into this story number 2. The Super Bowl is coming up here, not too far away. And a lot of people already picking their sides for who's going to be a winner. Who are you feeling here in the Super Bowl?
I feel Cincy right here. I think Joe cannot be denied. Joe Cool is gonna come out, and Rick Ucchino will be happy with that prediction. But I think the only thing that could hamper Cincy is Uzuma is probably not going to be there. They're going to lose their start. They lost their starting tight end, but I think Joe Cool is going to prevail.
So that's the pick. If you bet on the Bengals and they don't land.
I wonder what old mattress Mac put down. I heard he put down like $4.5 million.
Oh my God, that's crazy. The Rock will be a part of the Super Bowl. Now, he's done this before, and he basically kind of like cuts the intro promo for both teams in a pre-filmed pre-show. Now, they did this last year. I don't know if that's his exact role. Giving me more details on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, once again being ever present as one of the biggest entertainers in the world. And of course, the biggest star to ever transcend out of WWE out into film and television here. What's he going to do at the Super Bowl?
No details were provided, but he will be a part of the pregame show. That pregame show is going to start super early because the game's at 5:30. So, I mean, there's going to be stuff running all afternoon long, probably starting around noon even. The pregame's so long. So, Rock probably going to be on there, probably the tail end of that as we get closer to the game. But no details have been announced. But maybe, hey, this is the home of WrestleMania 39. Maybe he calls out a certain cousin.
That was my question as well. This is going to be streaming on NBC. NBC has Peacock. It's worth noting you also have the Olympics going on while this is going on. The Rock did do a voiceover kind of video for that as well. So he's really integrated so he's already tied in there, right? He had the Fast and the Furious franchise with Universal. He has production deals with Universal as it is. And then on top of it, his Young Rock show is on NBC. So he's already in that family. Mind you, he's also doing stuff with, Disney. He's going to have a Warner Brothers, DC superhero franchise coming out here soon. But the talk is there. Are we getting this Roman Reigns Rock match? Is this where you set that match up? Is this where you start to tease that match?
Yeah, maybe.
And what a way to do it. What a way to go above and beyond the normal way to get a wrestling story going. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. We're purely speculating. We have no inside knowledge on this.
The Rock on now I think I have an idea what he's going to do, but first off, The Rock tweeted out saying, after all these years, my football dream of standing on the Super Bowl field has finally come true. This will be historic. This will be my honor. This will be electrifying. I will see you this Sunday. LFG. Kids, if you don't know what that stands for, Google it if you're over 18. I have a feeling he is going to announce the launch date of the XFL.
Okay.
On the pregame here.
Some other people are saying that as well. He is the proprietor and main owner of the XFL, which is going to launch in 2023. This is the football league he bought from the WWE. WWE is still involved in some degree on this. This was something that Vince McMahon was running outside of WWE, but they did like subcontract WWE for marketing stuff and different things like that.
Well, I don't know. It may not be the XFL though, because I just looked that up. That's going to be a Fox property. So maybe he does sow the seeds for the WrestleMania challenge.
If they announce some type of partnership between the XFL and the NFL, this would be a huge way to do it.
And on top of that, networks always work together. You always watch an NFL broadcast. They always tell you what's coming up on the other networks later on in the afternoon.
And NFL trumps everything. NFL is the one thing that can do that.
So there's not the network tribalism that there used to be back in the day, so to speak, since we have tribalism today with WWE and AEW. But there used to be tribalism with the networks. It used to be taboo to talk about the other networks, like on game shows and things like that. They didn't like it. But now it's a little more of a inclusive environment, as Joe Gacy would say.
Ricky Castillo is being outrageous. I did do a video about this, Ricky. You might want to check this out. That was about this growing theory that The Rock could be the guy who buys the WWE. That'd be outrageous. But also, like, I wouldn't say he's the only person that buys it. If he was involved in some group buying the WWE, it'd be him involved in some group. So it'll be interesting. But if they want to cut an angle, this is certainly a big way to do it. Not even if he does it on the broadcast itself. He does it on the media row. If he does it on the radio row for this. If he does it at one of the many, many events during Super Bowl week, that would be a way to do it. I mean, he's likely to be marketing some type of movie project coming up or a television project.
I mean, even with it being pregame, you're still going to get tens of millions of people tuning into that.
Tens of millions of people, huge audience. Yeah. It'd be a hell of a way to do it. And I would suspect that NBC is going to run some type of promo for WrestleMania on this show too. I would be surprised if you didn't see that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes down. NBC handling the Super Bowl this year.
The Rock may be announcing that he'll be in Dallas. Maybe, I don't know.
It'd be wild. It'd be wild if he said he was going to be.
I don't know exactly what his movie filming, etc. situation is at this time, but yeah. So there's a lot of ways that this can go on Sunday afternoon.
For sure here. People with questions here. Roland, always so courteous here. I think Keith Lee and Cross appearances in the AEW will be underwhelming. WWE would not have reached them if they were not needle movers. We'll see. No, I don't agree with that, Roland, at all. I think these guys are capable of it. WWE just has too much talent. They were paying too many guys. And once they got going again and touring again, they kind of saw what they wanted to spend. Now, do I agree with that? No. Do I agree with that being a real budget cut maneuver? Not exactly when you're making so much money, but that's the reasoning we're getting. That's the reason they're sticking with. And that's the reason they've applied to other cuts that they've made as well. Doesn't mean I agree with it. Just means that's the logic that's kind of pronounced with it. Doesn't mean these guys can't end up back in WWE at some point.
They weren't needle movers because creative could not figure out how to book them when NXT creative could figure it out, but main roster creative could not figure it out.
Yeah. Let's jump into another story here. Ring of Honor. Now, everyone said Ring of Honor was deader than a doornail at the end of 2021, right? That final battle was the final last stand of Ring of Honor when they said we're going on hiatus. We're basically going to shut down the promotion. All the contracts are going to run out, and we're going to become kind of an upper tier independent organization with national syndicated television. They're still going to be owned by Sinclair Broadcasting Group. They also indicated in those statements that they were indeed not shutting down, and they had plans for April for a Supercard of Honor to reboot the promotion. They have kept their champions active. They still have
Gresham's been active. Holy crap!
Yes, Gresham is still the Ring of Honor World Champion, a title he won at the last show that they ran, Final Battle. You still have the Ring of Honor Women's Champion is still active out there as well on the independent circuit with Roxy. So you still have talent that's out there.
Yeah.
You know, with defending this organization. You had Ring of Honor talent pop up in Impact, and their reference is Ring of Honor talent. So it's interesting how they're kind of keeping the brand going. They're still on television. You can still get there's still a Ring of Honor television show every single week that's just running best ofs.
April now feels a lot better at this point than it would have when we announced that news in November or so.
Last week they announced that they were going to have the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame, something they haven't done before. And they announced the Briscoes will be entering that class, which actually completely makes sense. The Briscoes are the definitive Ring of Honor tag team. Now the news comes out today that Bryan Danielson, known to WWE fans as Daniel Bryan, last wrestled for the promotion in 2009. He was kind of their definitive world champion. He had a very, very long run with the title, wrestled mainly as a villain with it, and took on the likes of everyone from Samoa Joe to beyond.
Watch yourself a Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness match.
Ooh. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Oh. They did pure title, world title. That one. That was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, people headbutting ring posts in that one. It was brutal. So he will be inducted. This will air on television on March 5th. So these will kind of be like pre-tapes is what it looks like here. Now, we don't know if they're going to be filmed with a private audience or anything like that. We just know it will air on television that first week in March.
They should do it like the Indie Hall of Fame did it and do it through Fight Free. That'd be kind of a good thing to do. Like they did.
I think you got to get people watching your TV show. So, I mean, like, have it run on television first, and if you want to find it online like they've been doing for a while, but it's also worth noting the issue with Sinclair Broadcasting Group, a television company that owns it. There's no definitive time when the show airs.
Oh, no.
So
there's no definitive channel either. I mean, mine's on a Fox affiliate. It was on a CW affiliate before. Mm-hmm. It's all over the place on where they're at and when they are on, too.
Mm-hmm. So other people kind of sounding off here about what's going to happen with Ring of Honor. David saying ROH said they had no intention of disbanding fully. It's nice to see they were serious even if it's just saving face. I don't think this is saving face. I legitimately think that they're going to rerun.
They're not going to have.
They're not going to be the same promotion.
Yeah, they're not going to have a set contracted roster. Think of it maybe more as NWA, people coming and going, but you'll have your core guys. You'll have Jonathan Gresham. You'll have the Briscoes probably. I don't see them sign. I could see them appearing in AEW, but I don't see, ultimately I see them going back to Ring of Honor. You're going to have your core people still there, and then people filter in and out just like NWA does now.
Certainly interesting here. Obviously, we are counting down the weeks here to Elimination Chamber. We had some people ask about the Women's Elimination Chamber and what's going on with that. And the Elimination Chamber coming together on its own for the men. Brock Lesnar will be in that match. That'll be quite the attraction there. And that'll be the weekend after the Super Bowl. So just a lot of stuff on Peacock streaming here in the next few weeks. And of course, if you haven't done it, go ahead and check out the Sportskeeda Wrestling Awards. They're up right now at sportskeeda.com. You can vote, or already had 10,000 votes casted. DDP, Rob Van Dam, Braun Strowman, a.k.a. Adam Shear, to most of us here outside of the WWE. Go check out their take, because they actually tell you what their picks are. So that's kind of interesting. You get to see what people who are in the business, been in the business, Hall of Famers, and more, telling you what they think those picks should be. And we'll be rolling out more of those legendary wrestling experts, wrestling stars, making their picks for who is the best male competitor of the year, who is the best baby face, who is the best heel, what is the best storyline, what is the best match. So we get into all of that. It isn't just one type of award. We also have the best tag team, all that good stuff there. Go check it out. What do you think of the picks here? Did you make your picks already?
I did. I made some picks. So very cool layout and way to make your picks, and very curious to see what the elder statesman and current wrestling statesmen, as like RVD and Adam Shear and Bill Apter and Vince and DDP, what they all think of who should win. There's some tough choices there. So it'd be interesting to see what their takes are and what their picks are going to be.
Big shout out to our media partners on this as well. Vince Russo's The Brand, Lucha Libre Online, and our friends at Ad Free Shows for giving us some contributions and content and all this different stuff here. And it's very interesting. Also, when you go there, you get to see what all the experts are saying about this too. So Dutch Mantel also speaking on this, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, Arn Anderson. Go ahead and vote now. Let us know what you think. And this is really, really cool. And also, it's worth hearing 10,000 people voted in this. I know I said that already, but it's like, that's a lot of people with their say in this. This isn't just, oh, I heard that this was selected by 12 people and here it is and it's a writing. No, this is the experts, the people in the ring, the stars, and you. And that's it. You know, like I get to vote with you guys like the rest of everybody else. And we already have people hitting me up. I've already been told that there were some people that weren't on it, that should have been on it. How dare you not put them on it? But that happens with everything here. So we have other people saying Bryan Danielson is the wrestler of the year. He is nominated. Here. So we'll see here. And another thing is we don't know who is leading in the votes. So I like that too. I like not knowing who's going to win what. So you got 20 days to vote. Go vote now. Go tell your friends to vote. And obviously when we roll that out, it'll be very interesting to see what is going on here. More to come with Monday Night Raw. We have Vince Russo on after Monday Night Raw, covering that with Legion of Raw. Friday nights, after SmackDown and Rampage, we have Dutch Mantel. Wednesday nights, we have the debrief. So a lot going on. Our YouTube channel with over 25,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And remember, when watching wrestling, you must do the most important thing, which is what?
Enjoy wrestling. Yeah.
Talk to them.
Let me talk to you.
You have to talk to them. They have to.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
That isn't an insult. That is a fact of